Today we're looking at some advanced strikes in Kali, or what we call advanced manipulations. I've got my training bolo out, a little bit easier to see the details of these strikes, of these more advanced manipulation strikes when using the bolo here. So got my trainer out, it's not a sharp one. So feel free to grab a training bolo if you've got one and do these exercises with me. When you're using the stick, just make sure that you are aware of where the blade edge orientation is at, both on the main edge here and also on the top edge. Okay. Our first advanced manipulation or advanced strike is known as our doblette. This is two main edge cuts on one arc or one angle. So from here, I have my angle 1 right here, but I'm gonna be doing two cuts with the main edge on my angle 1. And the way we do this is that we're gonna come out on that angle 1, and then we're gonna break the wrist early, and then finish a second cut on that angle 1 right there. This is then gonna pass through, just like our basic, and then same thing on the angle 2. We're gonna initiate that angle 2, then we're gonna break that wrist early. There's that main edge cut, second main edge cut as it passes on that same beat, that same line. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, or A and B on angle 1, A, B on angle 2. Now you're gonna see how they're cutting on the same lines here. Very important that we maintain that angle 1 to an angle 1, angle 1 to an angle 1. Okay, we don't want one to be necessarily horizontal, flat, or anything like that, because you know, if we're coming out horizontal and our opponent was to make contact to our weapon, we don't have as much structural integrity in the frame of our body to support that that disturbance that our opponent might give on the weapon. Or if we're making contact, right, we're trying to make contact on the diagonal, but without that precision, and we end up coming out on the horizontal, right, we're a little flat there, and that tends to kind of drag that tip down. And you could recover from it, it's just a slower recovery. So while you're practicing your dobletes, at least on your angles 1 and 2 for right now, just make sure you're very precise on both cuts, going down that angle 1 line and down that angle 2 line. So just start with your angles 1 and 2 on your doblette. Now, when you are intentionally throwing a horizontal strike like this, then that's different because we're intentionally doing it. So, you know, we're kind of preparing the body for if there's any kind of disturbance, or maybe we end up making contact there. That's really where we'd want to do that. Okay. But for right now, just work on your angles 1 and 2 on your doblette. Let me show you from the side here. Main edge cut, main edge cut, main edge cut, main edge. Right there, 1 and 2. So right before your hand reaches the center line, when it's about 45 degrees, that's where we're starting to break that wrist over and come in for that second cut. Same thing on that angle 2. Okay. Just start nice and slow, and over time, as you're getting better at it, then you can work on picking up the speed, the power, and the intensity. But just start nice and slow, nice and easy in the beginning. Our second advanced manipulation strike that we are doing in today's training is the Florette, which combines a top edge cut or strike with a main edge strike or slash. So this one's a little bit different than the doblette, because now we're gonna be flipping it over and coming over the top, using the top edge first, turning it over, and then main edge cut. Let it come all the way through, throwing that top edge over, let it turn over, and main edge cut. Okay, so when we're just working our florettes 1 and 2, just kind of in flow like this, you do not have to worry about touching your angle 1 and angle 2 chamber positions. Just let it move fluidly into the next florette movement. Okay, so again, from another angle, we're gonna throw that way up high, top edge to main edge. What's up, Biscuit? You got Biscuit coming to check out my instruction, making sure that we're on point today. So top edge, main edge, top edge, main edge. And there's a few different ways that we can go into the Florette from here, but just working on the basic right now, just to get that motion down. And again, making sure that this top edge strike is on the angle 1, and then it rolls over, and then your main edge strike is precise on that angle 1. Same thing here. Top edge is striking on the angle 2 line, rotates, and then right down that angle 2 line. So just like the Doblette, we want to make sure we have that precision on the Florette as well. So once you have them both down, feel free to play with your Doblette and your Florette a little bit. Just kind of freelance it and just have some fun with it and be explorative with these advanced strikes or these advanced manipulations. So we can just kind of move around with our Doblettes a little bit, get some of these in, and then right into our Florettes. Okay, back into our Doblettes. And just play. Be playful in your training sometimes. That's very important. You could even kind of play around, go angle 1 Doblette to a 2 Florette. That way it kind of mixes it up a little bit. Plays a little game with the mind, a little coordination game with the mind. Or you can go 1 Florette, 2 Doblette. That's, we're just gonna flip it this time. So try to find these different combinations that you can do, these different timings that you can do, and just have fun. You can alternate it. You get it. Now you just got to go practice it. So again, if you do not have a training bolo, or you just decide that you're going to work these tactics, these techniques with your stick, just remember to know where that blade edge is at, both the main edge and also the top edge. And that main edge is going to be right where your second knuckle line is at. And then your top edge is going to be where the little point in the webbing of your hand between your thumb and your forefinger, where that's at, that's going to be on line, should be on line with where your top edge is going to be at. Okay, so just kind of make sure that you have your knuckles pointed in the direction that you're striking. When you go to Florette, make sure that you have that, your webbing in your hand directly on the line of that top edge cut. Okay, you could touch your chamber before each Florette, or you can just let it pass the chamber. That's fine. Okay, but make sure you practice both with your stick and also with a training bolo if you have one. If you do not have a training bolo, or if you need a pair of sticks or a new pair of sticks, check out the links down below this video. And to dive deeper in these tactics, some application, further drills, all that stuff, be sure to check out the online school over at KaliCenter.com. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, there's something I want you to do that will let me know that you did. Comment below your first martial arts instructor's name. My first martial arts instructor's name was Sensei Russell when I was about 6 years old at the Budo Aikido, or later they changed the name to Budo Taijutsu classes at the Park District of my hometown. So thanks to Sensei Russell, because he kicked off my whole craziness of the martial arts. So let me know down in the comments below your first martial arts instructor's name also. Maybe even tell me what martial arts style was it. All right, I'll catch you guys back here next time.